Okay, so here we go. Hi everyone, welcome, and thank you for joining us today in this second edition of the Connect and Learn. In this occasion, will be about the ACE grants. Just for you to know, this session is being recorded and will be shared. And this session is taking part of the Barcelona Health Innovation Week that's organized by Biocat. We will first start with some learn part where Laura will explain the data grants, and then we'll have um, a small project presentations as a networking part. So if Laura, if you want to start with the presentation, just feel free.
Okay. Well, do you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, good morning to everybody. Okay. My name is Laura Siso. I'm the CEO of Bridge the Gap. We are a small consulting firm, hands-on consulting firm, and we help entrepreneurs and also innovators in three different activities. One, we help them to apply to European public fund. Also, we help them to raise private capital, and also we work also with research and innovation and universities on technology transfer activities. So this is a bit the basis of the knowledge I am going to share today. The content of the session is structured in 3 blocks. The first one is how to build a funding strategy, a compelling funding strategy. When we think on creating a business or a spin-off, maybe it's something that it's not usual for people that still is working only at universities or at research centers. But today the session is on thinking how to transfer the knowledge to the market. Second stage is about the funding opportunities from the European Innovation Council, and I will talk basically of 3 of those opportunities: Pathfinder, Transition, and Accelerator. And finally, I will talk about 2 opportunities that can be combined with the other ones that are Eurostars and Cascade funding. Well, if you have any questions, I will be happy to stop, and please interrupt me. I am pleased to stop my talk and answer your questions when you have specific questions about the things that I am talking about. Then please interrupt me. Emilio will help us to manage that because I can see your faces, but please do it, and then I will try to answer your questions. Even though if you have also questions, and if you want to express or ask those questions at the end of the session, around 10:50, we will have 10 minutes for questions and answers. Okay, then let's start about how to build a compelling funding strategy. Today, as I mentioned, I am going to talk basically about innovation. Most of you, maybe I think most of you are still working on R&D, but today the focus must be on innovation and all the opportunities or the funds that are oriented towards innovation. That is the last stage, and the stage more close to the market. Then, first of all, when we think about the strategy, we need to think about the technology readiness level. Maybe you already know, but technology readiness level is a scale that was invented by NASA in United States in the 70s, and it's applied also in Horizon Europe opportunities, in the European opportunities. Well, then it's a scale from 0 to, or from 1 to 9. 1 is the stage more close to the idea, and 9 is the stage more close to the market. Then when you want to define an application, you need to have a clear idea in which TRL you are. Then first block is from 1 to 3, in which you have first basics, first ideas, and then you evolve until you create a proof of concept, a first proof of concept in which you express by a solution or a product what is the scientific formulation, the technology or the scientific formulation behind your idea. Second stage is building a prototype that it consists of TRL 4 and 5. TRL 4 is when you validate your proof of concept in the laboratory, and TRL 5 is when you validate in relevant environment. It means to make bigger your prototype and test the performance in a safe and secure manner with potential end users or in potential applications. Second step is properly the validation. TRL 6 and TRL 7. TRL 6 is when you demonstrate that your technology is working in a relevant environment and the performance is close to the expected performance. And in that stage, you can say that you have a minimum viable product. In TRL 7, you mature this prototype and you are more close to a pre-commercial solution. You are able to share this solution with more end users, more customers that can test this solution. And the last stage is close to production. TRL 8, it's everything that related with complete the system and qualify the system, and particularly in the case of medical devices related or health solutions, health and life science solutions, is everything related with completing and achieving the certifications. And for industrial products, it's everything related with achieving the industrial certifications or CE mark and these kinds of certifications. And TRL 9, finally, is when you have the system proven in an operational environment and it's completely ready for commercialization. Okay, here you have an example on how to apply this in a medical device. For instance, we have the level from TRL 3 to TRL 9. In TRL 3, we will have the proof of concept. In TRL 4, we will test this proof of concept in a safety environment, and we will test in our laboratory if it performs well or not. In TRL 5, we will have some certain preclinical studies. And in TRL 6, we will have a prototype of the medical device, and we will demonstrate the operation in a more controlled clinical environment. Finally, TRL 7 and 8 is when you certificate and validate this product and prepare for industrialization. And TRL 9, finally, is the commercialization. Here you have this source. Here is a European project in which you can check what is the technology readiness level depending on the type of application that you have. But technology is not enough in the projects that we are talking about. We need to think also about market readiness level. And there is also a similar scale. The first one is ideation. In ideation is when you move from your initial idea, when you detect a basic needs from the market, that in fact it needs the idea of creating a business. Then you need to formulate what are these needs and what is the customer journey, the customer story of a potential customer that would buy in the future your product. And first of all, it's very important that you identify who will be the stakeholders, who will be the buyers and the end users, and what is your initial offering for those customers. What more? Then, first, you need to test also not only the technology, but also if the market will accept your solution. Then here you have some examples that are more software oriented, but market readiness level 4 would be to test in a small campaign with some stakeholders, for instance, 50 friendly stakeholders to which you can share your solution and test. It's an example for software. Surely if you have some hardware or device, it's different. Also in case of health, you need to be more conscious because you are subject to safety, security, and all of the regulations. But maybe you can test also through interviews or surveys to gather the information from potential customers. Then market readiness level 5 is when you expand this campaign, your product is more mature, and then you can include more customers to test this campaign. Well, market readiness level 6 is when you have a proof of traction, when you have a clear idea that your problem and solution match perfectly. Surely in this path from point 1 to point 6, maybe you have to pivot. It means you start with an initial idea of initial thinking about what your business will be, but when you start to make some interview surveys, talk with the potential stakeholders, you need to pivot and change your business. Then in the point 6, in fact, you have clearly identified that your solution will solve a problem, and there is a perfect match there. In Emerald 7 is when you have a proof of satisfaction. You have a clear idea of the business, you have started to build a team, and all the team is aligned in a vision to create this solution and to bring the solution to the market. In Emerald 8 is when you have a proof of scalability. There is a perfect match between product and market. The market is waiting for your solution, and you already have some requests about the finalized product waiting for you to complete it and to start your sales. And finally, market readiness level 9 is when you have a proof of stability. It means that the business already works and you are ready to scale up. Okay. Then this is the
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, can you move back to the previous slide?
Yeah.
Okay. Where would you put the minimally marketable product in this scale? So we have a technology that we have given it a shape that can be marketable, but is far from being the complete solution for a problem, but is marketable. Okay, is ready for go-to-market and test in the market, but you know that this will not be the final product that you will market, because it will need a lot of features and services. This minimally marketable product, where does it stand in this scale? And second question, the product market fit, where is it tested? Thank you.
What's your name? Sorry, because I can't see.
Xavi.
Okay. From?
Xavi Castells, from the University of Girona.
Okay. When about my minimum viable product, in fact, the position is corresponding to TRL 6, that it's in this level 6 also. For the market would be the same, is in the level 6. When you have a proof of traction, in fact, to have a minimum viable product is the point in which you have a clear, you are sure about what is the solution and what is the problem. Then the level would be the 6th level, in fact. And the second question, it's about the product market fit validation, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. then it's here. It's in the level 8 because it's in fact when you can prove that one thing, it's a 0.6, it's okay, I have my minimum viable product, I make a certain campaign, I make some service, but it's not finalized. It's when exactly you have the product finalized and specifications and a clear functionalities of this product and the market is waiting for you, is when you have a perfect product market fit, that it's a level 8. And this should be the theory. Okay?
So to summarize, our technology goes to the market and then we can say it's on MRL 7. Once we get product market fit, MRL 8. So it's, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then when you apply to public fundings in general, maybe I am going to say things that are obvious, or if you have already prepared some research innovation actions or innovation actions, you already know it, but it's important to have a list and to check everything if you want to succeed on that. First is to check the eligibility of your call, because sometimes there are calls that are perfect for a consortia or a big consortia, or you need to be in a certain country or not. And some other calls are only for small, medium enterprises, and you need to be incorporated, and you cannot apply if you don't have a company. Then, first of all, check that before starting to write or to lose time on preparing a proposal. Then make a balance of the resources you need to invest on preparing a proposal, because as you know, Horizon Europe and public funds in general are very competitive. Success rate can vary from 3% up to 30%. Then maybe you have to make a balance between the success rate and the resources that you need to invest on that. Then you have to understand very clear what is the total budget and what is the grant. If you are at universities or a research center, some you maybe have not to think about the budget because there is a department that will take care of that. Or maybe for you in the end is the relevant thing is to know what is the grant, what will be the money that will be obtained. But if you are already a startup, you will be responsible of declaring the cost of your company, and then the cost of your company related to budget, not related to grant. Then it's something that you have to have clear in mind. And grant intensity is the relation between grant and total budget. For research innovation actions, and research centers, it used to be 100%. But when you start to be a company, then and you move to innovation, then this intensity is reduced to 70%, 60%, or even though in the case of some combinations of grant and loan, it's reduced at 30%. It means that in the end, you need to invest part of your resources to apply, to use the funds from public entities. Well, then the timeline, it's not when you have the cutoff date. Okay, think about, you will need to a time to define the concept and prepare the proposal. Then you will be evaluation, then will be a grant signature, and then will be the duration of the project, and finally the justification of the cost. But if you think from proposal preparation until the grant signature, maybe it takes 1 year. Then it's something that you need to plan when you design a strategy. Then it's important to know also the initial and final TRL. If your idea do not exactly fit with the TRL of the call, it's better not to apply, because it's the first thing that evaluators will check. Then documentation, it's obvious, but take care of understand clearly all the documents that you need to collect and prepare to submit an excellent proposal. Type of cost, in the different categories, personal goods, services, equipment, travel, and subcontracting. Those are the typical structure in Horizon Europe and in most of the proposals that I'm going to present today. And then the indirect cost, depending on the call, it's a cost that you do not need to justify. And for instance, if you have a startup, it's very useful because it helps you also to increase your run intensity. Because reality is that the startups most of the times can manage with indirect costs around 5% or something like this, because they are very agile and take care very consciously about cost. And then it means that if you only spend 5% in your indirect cost, 20% helps you to increase your run intensity. What are indirect costs? In this category, it's included everything related to rent an office, the light, water, and all of these expenses. Suministros, I don't know the name in English now, supply, and administrative costs, your lawyers or your administrative subcontracting, and so all of this stuff. Then understand very well the evaluation criteria before starting to write a proposal. And then also understand how you will need to justify your cost, because it will depend, or it will affect in the way that you need to build your budget, in fact. Okay, to summarize, also other strategic criteria. Obvious, always read the guidelines, but read the guidelines and go to webinars, understand very well what is the proposal and what are the evaluators looking for, because all the applications are very competitive. Then you need to understand what are the things that they are looking for. Understand if it's the call is for a consortia, for a big consortia, for a small consortia, what type of entities must be in this team, or if those applications are for single applicants. Also, less is more, be synthetic, but bring maximum information in each word. Try to avoid buzzwords and so on, and provide facts and evidences about the things that you want to do, your business, your innovation. Details make the difference also in your proposal. And when you prepare a proposal, keep at least 25% of your time for reviewing. If you know when is the cutoff of the proposal, plan back to understand how much time you will need to conceptualize the project, or build the consortia, conceptualize the project, write and review, and then try to organize very well your time to prepare that. Quantify and not only qualify your proposals. And also in the people that is coming from universities and research, and when you are moving to some applications market-oriented, particularly Accelerator, transition from EIC that we are going to talk now, and a bit also in Pathfinder, because in the end, Pathfinder is also oriented to our markets. Let technology make way for the market and team. In this kind of applications market, that it's something that it's named impact, it is very, very crucial and important. And then it makes a difference when you are applying as a research center to EIC transition or EIC Pathfinder, when you have the capability to understand the market, your competitors, and in which environment are you going to compete in the market. And also think about the team. It's not only the team in your department, it's the team that you are thinking to carry out this project and in the future bring this technology to the market. And also there are two different things in this kind of proposals. One is impact and market, and the other is the environment, social, and digital impact. This is not market. You have to talk about these two different things, because in most of the Horizon Europe calls, research innovation actions, it's only one thing, but here you need to differentiate one and the other orientation. Well, I want to just put a comment here if you don't know, because sometimes groups or startups think, okay, how can I do to find partners in my to create a project? Well, there is an easy way that, okay, here you have the call, here you have the web page of EU Funding and Tenders portal. Enter here, register your company, your entity. It's very easy. And then here you can access in your profile a partner search profile. Here you have it in red. Then you can create here your profile and you can present you to those proposals you are interested in participating. Well, here I've shown how to combine when you define a strategy. Sorry. I've included summary of different proposals that you have combining regional funds, national funds, and European Commission funds, and what are the most appropriate ones depending on the TRL that you have. Today, we are going to focus on these ones from European Commission. Okay, and just very quick for those that has a startup related to also building a strategy. When you are in a research center, okay, you have certain different grants or fundings that arrive to carry out your research. And okay, you just need to think about getting funds and manage your budget in a way that, okay, enter different projects or funds and then you have the budget to carry out your project. But when you have a startup, something is different, because then you need to guarantee that you will have money in a certain time. Then there is concepts that you need to have very clear, that it's okay, have a consensusness about what is your cash runaway. In fact, cash runaway is the cash that you have on your bank, on your hands, divided by your burn rate. The burn rate is the money that you spend every month. And then you will get the month that from which you have money at the time today. Then take also into consideration that then you can ask for public funds or private funds. But one strategy or the other, at least you will take as minimum 6 months, 12 months, or even and also 18th month to prepare. Then it's something that you need to have very clear in your mind when you run a startup, a spin-off of your university, to plan your funding strategy. And also, there is the challenge here, the trade-off between private funds and public funds. In fact, when you apply to private funds, private capital round, okay, it's something that if you enter different funders in your company, the original funders will dilute the participation. And if you include, if you go to public funds, the question is that when you are more closer to innovation, most of the time you don't have 100% grant intensity, and then you need to complement the funds with private capital to support the part that it's not supported by the funds, by the public funds. Okay, and here you have an example, for instance, on how to combine with different public and private combination of different types of money, in fact, to bring innovation to the market. For instance, here it's an example of a spin-off of a research center. It's a real example. And in fact, they started, well, they have some previous money from Horizon Europe projects from the research center, but then they started the company, they established the company, and at this point they have an MVP that was functional, and they applied to different. They combined cascade funding opportunities with a seed round that helps them to complete the MVP, the beta version in hardware and in software. They carry out some pilots. They define clearly the intellectual property rights strategy applying to different funds. And also they, in parallel, carry out the customer discovery. With this money, 140K and 240K, will be in the past they were able to pass the second stage and to arrive to TRL 6 a certain point. And at this point, they have a complete prototype, and then they get the EIC Accelerator grant, 2.5 million, that help them to finalize the prototype, test it in different 3 pilots, certify the solution, and build a compelling business plan to grow. In parallel, also, they secure a equity round of 6 million that help them to scale up and start the first sales of the solution. And finally, the last stage is to scale up with a higher private capital growth. And this can be a roadmap that you can build with your idea. It don't mind at what stage are you. But you can create this kind of table thinking, okay, what are the different stages, the different activities that I must to do in the different TRLs? What will be the timeline to achieve that? And how can I combine private and public funds to achieve this roadmap until achieving my goal on entering the market or commercializing the product. Okay, and then until here is the first part, and now we are going to enter the second part that is more specific about the European Innovation Council opportunities. Do you have any question at this moment? Okay, then I start. Okay, then. In fact, European Innovation Council launched the program in 2021, and the idea is that this program will extend until 2027 with 10 billion to support disruptive breakthrough technologies that come from scientific and technological basis and go to the market. And also the budget is complemented with 3 billion in investment. And the idea is, to make Europe more competitive in innovative solutions in front also to other competitors worldwide. It's United States and China or Japan, for instance. European Innovation Council establishes strong partnerships also with other entities that are the European Innovation and Technology, the EIT, EIE, and ERC. Okay, here you have the budget distributed by the different categories of the program. Also important to say that the European Innovation Council has a service that is the business acceleration services, that those services, you can be beneficiary of those services if you have already received a grant from Pathfinder, Transition, or Accelerator that we are going to talk about it now. And well, also if you are preparing a EIC Accelerator proposal, you can receive this support. Well, here you have a summary of the different programs of EIC. We are going to talk basically today about Pathfinder, Transition, and Accelerator, and I am going to make a summary about the others. Advanced innovation challenges are two challenges specific for that it's something new this year, and I am going to comment a bit about that. Pre-Accelerator, it's a program only from widening countries that are those that are in moderate or emerging innovation countries in Europe. And well, Spain, for instance, is not one of those countries. And step is for applications that are requesting equity for scaling the companies, and then are out of the scope of the session today. Well, here you have a summary about the different programs, but you have here all the information. But basically, Pathfinder is for TRL 1 to TRL 4. Transition is for TRL 3, 4 to TRL 5, 6. And Accelerator is from TRL 6 to 8 in the grant side, and also TRL 9 if you request equity to that. Sorry. Then we are going to talk about Pathfinder, starting there. Well, Pathfinder, in fact, is for projects, as I mentioned, TRL 1 to TRL 3, that have a strong scientific basis. And the idea is to bring, to make flourish breakthrough technologies that still has not been developed. The support is for the early stages of scientific and technological deep tech research and development. In fact, the idea is to support cutting-edge science and technology discoveries that can disrupt completely the current market or the current solutions that are today in the market. Even though the call is in TRL 1 and 3, TRL 1 from TRL 1 up to TRL 4. This is the evolution during these kind of projects. The project must be market oriented. It means that you need to show that you clearly that you have a clear idea about what is happening in the market, not only in the research field, and what are the current opportunities, what are the barriers, the limitations of the technology, and how you are going to create something completely new. And well, the idea is that you are going to disrupt completely the market. Pathfinder also is characterized because, in fact, you have to be aware that maybe you will fail in the project because you are, in fact, breaking the existing rules on science and technology. Pathfinder has two opportunities. One is open and the other is challenges. Open, it's for those innovators that have an ambitious vision to promote a radically different and new technology that can help to create new markets and address global problems in the society, and particularly in Europe. You have to show that you have a long-term vision. It's not just a solution to bring to the market very fast, because in fact you are in TRL 1, 3, and you have to show that your innovation still has high risk, but if you succeed in developing the project, you will bring a high gain to the society. In the case of challenges, you have to be aligned with the challenges that are presented, and then you have to also, it's more or less the same vision to create new technology, create new opportunities related challenge that you are ready to solve. But the difference is that projects need to solve, need to complement this portfolio of projects that will be selected for this challenge. There is a persons that are the program managers that are the responsible of establishing a certain plan between all of the projects that will be funded to solve a certain challenge. The challenges also change every year. Then you must understand what are the challenges for this 2026, for instance. Okay, let's talk about Pathfinder in open category. That means it's not related to any specific challenge. First thing is that the project must be in consortia, at least 3 entities from 3 countries. It can involve universities, research centers, industrial partners, natural persons, everything. It's moving from TRL1 to TRL4. Maybe the project goes just from TRL2 to TRL3. It's okay. Also, it's expected that the project will produce top-level scientific publications in open access. It must be supported by a deep tech technology. Deep tech technology means that it's technology that comes from the scientific and technological basis and is in the cutting edge frontier of developments today. Then you need to explain your proposal clearly. What is the state of the art and how are you intending to go beyond this state of the art? Intellectual property, it's very, very important in this kind of proposals. Okay, then you also need to assess regulation, to have a clear vision about what will be the regulation, certification, and standardization. Even though you are not going to carry out in the project, you need to explain that you have a clear vision about what will be the different stages in the future. The proposal, your idea must be disruptive and not incremental, but it's something common in all of the European Innovation Council applications. What is disruptive in front of incremental? In fact, incremental is when you change, when you have a solution and you change one parameter or other parameter, and you make an improvement on one parameter or other. When you make something disruptive is in the situation in which you maybe lose some performance in a parameter, in a functionality, but as a counterpart, you achieve a 10 times benefit, or a significantly increase in benefit in other functionalities. This is what means disruption. Okay, what more? Well, just to summarize a bit, in this EIC Pathfinder open projects, you can secure up to 4 million in grant to share between the entities of the consortia, and it's 100% funded in a form of lump sum. Well, in the case of challenges, those are this year there are 3 challenges. You have it here. I am not going to detail what are the challenges about in the public work program 2026. Those are described. But important thing to know about challenges is that you can apply to it in a small consortia. It is 2 entities of 2 countries, or as a single applicant also. Then, as I mentioned, the idea of challenges is that you must be aligned with the purpose of the portfolio of EIC in this specific challenge. Then it's recommended that you include a work package to understand what are the portfolio activities, and in order that your project, if you are granted, can contribute also to these portfolio activities, and you will be in need to talk and to align the project as the EIC program manager guides you to do that. Well, the extension of the proposal in case of open, it's 22 pages. In case of challenges, it's 30 pages, a bit longer. But here you have some statistics about what has been from the beginning, the success rate of the different years, in the different years. You have here some figures about the proposal that were submitted and that are eligible, how many were funded, what was the European Union contribution, and the success rate. You can see it has been going down from open, starting at 7%, and the last year only 2%. In the case of challenges, the chance is better, and it varies from 10%, 8%, more or less. Okay, I am going to talk a bit about these advanced innovation challenges, that it's something new that happens this year. Okay, this is a new program that has been appeared, and the idea is to create a ARPA-like funding in specific challenges. Here you have the two challenges for this proposal. And the idea is to divide the funds in two stages. For this year, 10 projects will be selected, and each project will be granted with 300,000 euros. Here you have the figure. And the idea between these three projects, next year, only 5 projects will be selected for the stage 2, and in the stage 2, 2.5 million will be the maximum grant for each one of these projects. The idea is to accelerate more the path from the innovation to the market. The systems must be start at TRL 4. And then the idea is to have also connection with the market to carry out these proposals. And then you need to also provide a letter of intent from a potential user that will help you to carry out the project and to validate the solution through pilots. And well, basically it's the general ideas of this new program. Okay, and let's talk now about transition. Sorry. Okay, transition. In fact, transition, it's a program that it's more market-oriented than Pathfinder, and also in comparison with research innovation actions and innovation actions. And then the idea is to move from TRL 3 or TRL 4 up until TRL 5 or TRL 6. What it means? It means that you start with a proof of concept, something that was validated in the lab, and then during the project that can last up to 3 years as a maximum, you need to complete a functional version of the technology, test it and demonstrate it in a relevant environment. That it means that you need to involve an actual end user that similar to the one that will be the final buyer of the solution. And then it must be supported by a sound and realistic commercialization strategy. Then in this program, you need to combine the technology track with the business track. So in the proposal, it's very important you have this complementary vision to show that you have a clear business vision. You need to talk about what is the market, what will be the potential business model for your solution, and what will be your financial projections, what will be your competitors. You need to explore that before applying to EIC transition project, and you need to show it in your proposal. Well, as much as you provide the evidences that you have test your hypothesis better for the proposal, because one thing is research just by your own, and the other is to have evidences from surveys or analysis, or in fact direct market request for the solution that you are proposing. Well, in fact, again, EIC transition that proposes is also a disruptive, another promising technology. Also, it's similar to Pathfinder in the way that this technology is expected to create new markets. But the idea is that you need to have a first experimental proof of principles in laboratory. It's a mix of activities. The proposal must be a mix of activities between technology and market and business validation. And well, in fact, you need to also show that there is a team that will be capable to develop this proposal. If you are applying from a research center or from a university, it's very important also that you talk who will be the people that will lead this project, that will participate in the project, and you need to show that there is an intention to the end to bring this technology, this solution, or this business to the market. That it's not only a project or a research project. Then, how you will build that? You can apply as a single SME, a small medium enterprise, or a project in consortia. Maximum are 5 partners in this consortia, but there are also some rules. It means that if you put 2 partners, you need to put two countries. If you put 3 partners, you need to put 3 countries. Well, technology transfer offices are encouraged also to participate in this kind of projects, because the idea is that during the project, the team learn on business skills, on business creation, on business skills, and all of these capabilities that are needed to manage a business, to carry out and to manage a business. Then it's a role that technology transfer offices can do, and they are encouraged to participate also in the projects. The TRL is from 3.4 to 5.6. The idea also is to continue your prototyping, formulation models, testing, validation tests. You need to validate your solution during EIC transition. But also you need to include business activities such as market research, value proposition, business model, prospects for growth, intellectual property rights, competitors analysis, all of this kind of stuff. The year can be from 1 year to 3 years. It's 2 million grant as a maximum, 100 funding rate in a lump sum schema also. But there is an important condition to EIC transition. You can only apply to EIC transition if you have a previous project of one of these goals, previous EIC Pathfinder, Horizon 2020 FED projects, ERC proof of concept, research infrastructures. This is something new of this year, that research infrastructures has been also included in this list of projects, Also, Horizon 2020 Societal Challenges and Leadership and Industrial Technology, or Horizon Europe Pillar 2 with eligible TRL. And this other JU application, except financial support to third parties and European defense funds. All of these kind of projects, if you have any project of this type, then you can apply to EIC transition, explaining that you are going to take some result of this project, and then you are going to carry out the transition project to bring this innovation, this result of this research project to the market. Well, there is a list of eligible projects that it's in the website of EIC transition. Now there is a list of 2025, but it's expected to be published the list of 2026. Also, there is other parts, other websites in which you can find these results of research projects from Horizon Europe or Horizon 2020, that is Innovation Radar or Cordis. Well, the idea is that there you need an existing IP solution, and then you need the rights to exploit this IP through the EIC transition. If you have been partner of an original and a former project of this list, you can do that. But also you are allowed to take an innovation from this list of projects, get an agreement from the owner of this innovation, get an agreement for exploitation, and then you can apply also to EIC transition. To summarize, it's important. EIC transition builds on an IP asset, and you need to get the rights to exploit and to commercialize these assets in the future. This is the main role for that. Well, here is explained here, more or less, and you need this commitment letter from the relevant owner of the results that to exploit this intellectual property asset and so on. If your organization, your entity research center is the owner, it's easy. It's easier. Okay, well, then here you have some lessons learned. Just I collected it from the EIC Work Program 2026 Info Day about some mistakes on EIC transition proposals. Well, in fact, the competition is very competitive, but well, first one is that this call EIC transition is in this call is expected that you show a high impact and commercial potential. First mistake is do not have a clear idea about what is the problem. Be ambiguous on this part. Also, do not know exactly what is the market, what is the potential of this market, and how big is it. Also, if you have presented a very small market, even though if your solution shows that you don't have risk in this market because it's small, but you have a very controlled situation, and okay, there is no risk because you are very close to that, then EIC transition is not the best call, because in fact the funds are to solutions that will have high risk and high impact. Also, a lack of preliminary business model validation, market analysis, and competitors. Also, TRL. TRL is the minimum, but TRL 4, it's preferred. It means that if you can show that you have validated your solution in the lab, it's better, especially if the risk is very, very high. Sorry? Okay, well, I continue. Also, in the other side, if your TRL is very, very high, for instance, you have already validated the solution with 3 pilots and you are close to the market, do not apply to transition. You need to go directly to Accelerator. Then, the lack of commitment to license from IPR holders. As I mentioned, you need to talk with the holders of the intellectual property asset that you are going to exploit. It can be a patent, it can be maybe it's a software, but it's a software that it's protected in any way, trade secret or everything, or registered in any part. But you have to identify clearly what is the asset and how you are going to exploit it, and you need a commitment from the owner. One more. Also, it's not well assessed, the spin-off that are very linked to the universities or research centers, or do not have a clear model and about how you are going to exploit this solution, or because maybe the royalties are very high for the university when the exploitation will happen, or if also because the university is taking a high percentage of the ownership in the company. You must be realistic, not underestimate, not overpromise what is feasible in the project. You must be ambitious, but realistic. Then there is the challenge to prepare or to write a compelling proposal. Underestimate the regulatory aspects. You need to talk about regulation and what will be these constraints, these barriers, these challenges along the roadmap from the time that you are until you arrive to the market. Also about the members of the consortia. Consortia must be compelling. You need to put a consortia in which everyone has a clear role, complement one to each other, and also bring markets, stakeholders in the consortia, because it's something strong. And the team are the people. It's not something ethereal. Team is people, and you must show that people there has complementary skills, has a business orientation also together with technology orientation. And there is a team that is motivated to bring this solution to the market. Okay, here also you have some results about EIC transition statistics, also from this Info Day session from EIC. And well, at the beginning, the success rate was around 18%. And it has been also going down up to 7%. Then time by time, it's more competitive. And okay, then let's go now to EIC Accelerator. Any questions? No? Okay, I go there. Well, then EIC Accelerator is it's the last stage, or not the last, because the last one would be STEP, but in these three in these three type of proposals, EIC Accelerator is the last one when the company is more mature. And in fact, it's a condition from the last year that TRL 5 must be completed, finalized, to apply to be eligible for EIC Accelerator. Then do not apply if you don't have TRL 5 completed, and you can show that your technology has been proven in the lab and also validated in a relevant environment. It means with end user or a potential client that is validating or testing your proof of concept. EIC Accelerator is for startups for small, medium enterprises. It's not for universities, it's not for research groups. It's for single applicants, small, medium enterprises, startups, spin-off already incorporated that have a high risk, high potential solution that intend to create new markets and intend to disrupt the existing ones. Well, let's talk here about what means the different concepts that are essential in EIC Accelerator. First one is that you must have a deep tech solutions and a breakthrough solution. Deep tech means that your innovation has a cutting-edge scientific or technological advances, and you are going beyond a state of the art. It means that you are in connection with the technological forefront innovations, and you are in contact. You are continuously in contact with research and development activities linked to research centers. Okay, deep tech is different from R&D intensity. Some companies have a lot of R&D intensity because they are making improvements, but those improvements are incremental. They are making research projects, but they are not in contact with the technological forefront, the cutting-edge innovation. This is the difference between deep tech and R&D intensity. It's important because in the end, everyone can do the things that they want, but preparing a European Innovation Council proposal, it's challenging, it's competitive, it requires a lot of resources. Then to apply to that, you in fact must have chances to win. If not, it doesn't make sense. Other important thing is that your innovation must be a breakthrough or disruptive as a counterpart of incremental. I already mentioned about what is the difference between breakthrough innovation and incremental innovation. I can repeat. Incremental is when you have a solution with several parameters, several functionalities, and you are improving certain functionality step by step. When you make a breakthrough innovation is when you reduce maybe a functionality to get a significant improvement in the other functionalities. Significant improvement means that it completely make something that was not possible until this moment, or you will improve the overall product in 10 times better benefits than the existing solutions. Okay, second point is high impact. High impact is that you must be ambitious, and this ambition has this ambition that means that you're expecting to scale up. Scale up means that you are expecting that when your solution will enter in the market, maybe you will take longer than other business. But when you enter in the market, your sales will ramp up exponentially, multiplying by 3 or 5 year by year. This is what means a scale up. And also, you need to have a positive, broader impact in the society, particularly in Europe. It means that you must be aligned with European policies related with today. The most the policies that are on the table are related to the Compass policy, also aligned with the Draghi policy or the Draghi document that aims to make Europe competitive in front of other in front of United States or China, Japan, or other economies in the world. Also to have sovereignty, That it means Europe must be autonomous in their resources, and also the policies related to health for society, improve health for society, the Green Deal, and the digital policies of Europe. And finally, the last point is the high risk. Still, you're to be eligible for EIC Accelerator, you still need to show that you have certain high risk in your innovation. It means high risk means that the private capital, the private venture capital, are not willing to bring you all the money that you need in a certain period of time. And for this reason, because you need more money than the money that the private capital market are bringing to you, then you can get the money you are asking the money from the public fund. Okay, also it's very important in EIC Accelerator that to show that you have your risks very well identified. What are the risks of your technology? Very well identified. What is the mitigation plan to overcome those risks? And what is the team that will be able to carry out this project and bring this project to the market? Well, sorry. Well, some conditions. The duration of EIC Accelerator projects is from 1 to 2 years. As I mentioned, TRL 5 must be completed. Your solution must be in TRL 6. And the project size, it's in the grant side from 2.5 up to 2.5 millions with a funding rate of 7%. In this case, it's not more 100%. And in the equity part, you can request from 1 million, minimum 1 million. This is something new this year, up to 10 millions. The timing from the time that you apply until the time you get the funds, more or less are 8 months. It can be longer, but okay, 8 months, 8-10 months, it's something realistic. And you can apply from modality open or challenge. Also to mention that you can receive business coaching and mentoring to prepare your proposal. Here you have the challenges for this 2026. Sorry, there is a mistake. If you think you have a solution aligned with this challenge, you can apply through challenge. And if not, you can go directly to open. And well, another important thing to to think about when you are going to present a EIC Accelerator proposal is that you can apply in 3 different modalities. The most popular, that it's around 95% of the applicants, more or less, apply under blended modality. It means that you request a grant up to 2.5 million, but also you request investment from European Innovation Council. And I am going to explain how it is about. But in the proposal, you are going to explain, you are going to make these 2 requests. And the other option is to apply a grant only, in which you apply to as a maximum of 2.5 million as a grant. The question is, even though you ask for this grant modality, you need also to show that, okay, you have the capability to scale up your startup or your business, and you have enough private capital resources, or you have enough resources to scale up your business when the grant project will be finalized. And in this model, you also need to show the financials of this scalability and what are the resources that you have to fund this scalability by your own. And finally, the other model is investment only, that it's in which you only request investment and do not request the grant. For the grant company, what is eligible for grant? Grant is from Tier 6 to Tier 8. Then you need to show that you already have a MVP, you have already developed something, and then you are asking money to complete, to finalize, to shape the final functionalities of your project, to pilot and test and validate through pilots and through with potential customers. And also in parallel, you ask money for developing commercial activities to finalize your commercial plan and your financial plan to be prepared for scalability. Okay, one advice: if you apply to this accelerator, do not start with, okay, I am going to make a scientific research or something, because this is Tier 1 or 2. And in EIC Accelerator, you are at Tier 6. Then the equity part, what it's about. In fact, EIC aims to invest in the proposals that are granted with the EIC Accelerator grant. And the idea is to help them to overcome this high-risk stage in which it's difficult to secure all the money that is requested for scalability only from a private capital market. Then the model is that, well, the entity that it's investing in the Europea, this company is named EIC Fund. And the idea is co-invest as a maximum of in this schema of 1-1 matching. It means that if the startup secures, for instance, 3 million from private capital investors, then the EIC fund will put as a maximum 3 million. This is maximum conditions. There are other conditions that the purpose of EIC fund is to enter the companies in more or less from 10% to 25% shares. The minimum investment is 1 million and the maximum 10 millions. And the idea is to be there as a silent investor, not interfering in the management of the company, and to be there in the company for 15 years, sorry, as a maximum. And how it works? Well, basically, you have 3 stages in EIC Accelerator. First one is the short application. It's just 12 pages summary. It's a 12 pages proposal explaining your solution and so on, a video and a pitch. Full proposal, and you need to prepare a very comprehensive business plan and also a work plan to develop the grant project. And finally, the third stage is to defend the project in front of a jury, face-to-face. Now it's in Brussels, in person, sometimes has been remote. And after that, you need to if you are selected for funding, then you need to prepare the grant agreement with the European Commission. That it's a bit of paperwork that will take you 2 months or something like that. Okay. Then I am not going. Well, my idea now is to go a bit on, or to refresh a bit the evaluation criteria of EIC Accelerator to understand, in fact, if you are assessing if you are a candidate to win on this competition or not. First of all is to check what is the evaluation criteria, and then I will give you some tips about that. First chapter is excellence, and excellence will assess, in fact, 3 points. First is deep tech, second, tech maturity, and third, intellectual property. In deep tech, in fact, I've been also talking about that, but it means that you need to present a deep tech technology linked with cutting edge innovations from science and technology, and a breakthrough innovation. It means a significant improvement in cost or performance in relation to what is existing today in the market. Tech maturity, it's related that you need to prove and provide evidences that TRL 5 has been completed. And intellectual property, as you know, this competition is very, very competitive, and then your innovation must be protected by patents or by a compelling strategy. If you cannot patent, or patenting is not your strategy because you are developing a software, but you need to show that you have a clear knowledge about the intellectual property rules, and you have a strategy to protect your technology. Well, about the market, in fact, European Commission is looking for the new series of unicorns in Europe. Then to do that, you need to know the market, and you need to show that the opportunity is big, but you must be trusting. It means that your projections must be realistic. Then it's a kind of trade-off. Then the business model. What is the business model? What are you aiming to make money? What are your revenue streams? Are your financial projections? Are those realistic? And the third point is the broader impact. How your solution is aligned with the European policies and the European technology leadership, and how it reduces dependencies on other regions. It's very relevant today with the geopolitical context and how European Union is dealing in this geopolitical context. In the case of challenges, if you go to the work program, you can read the description, and there is a there is certain outcomes and objective, and it's recommended that you quantify this objective, in fact, and in a measurable way. And one final, the level of risk, implementation, and need for EU support. First of all is to talk about your team. What are the skills of your team? Has the team all the profiles needed to carry out this proposal? And if not, what is your strategy to have these people on board? Also, take into account the gender and equality balance in your team. Also, you need to quantify what is the funding need, combining the grant part and also the investors part. You need to show that you know the risk of this project and your innovation, and how is the mitigation plan to overcome that. And finally, you must present a work plan and a budget in a lump sum schema also. And well, those are the criteria. In fact, to have a winning proposal, you need to have an excellent score in all of them. How it works and how is the evaluation process, that it's also very important. In fact, the first stage is a short application. And in the short application, your application will be evaluated by 4 evaluators, and 3 of them must give you a go to pass to the second stage, that is the full proposal. In the full proposal, it's something new from this year. There will be a score that maximum is 15. And to go to interview, you must have 13. to go to the interview. And the evaluation process of full proposal, it's more elaborated this year than previous years, and I'm going to explain it in the next slide. Then, in the full proposal, it will be selected more or less 2.5 times the budget available, and 2.5 times the budget available for this cutoff will go to the interview. Then, if you fail in the interview, if you succeed, perfect. Then you go to the grant to prepare the contract. If you fail, you can receive the Seal of Excellence, and there is another opportunities from national funds to fund your proposal if you have received the Seal of Excellence. Important to know, in the Horizon Europe program from 2024 to 2027, you have 3 opportunities to apply and to fail. You only have 3 opportunities, and it can be on the short application, full proposal, or interview. Then my recommendation is, okay, as the short application, short application is the easiest stage, but before applying, you need to have a strategy to arrive to the interview. And then do not apply to short application just to try, because you will maybe expend one of these opportunities that it's better to reserve for full proposal or for interview. Okay, then let's go to this evaluation process that it's something new this year. And well, it's related to the full proposal, not the short proposal. It's related to the full proposal. Then now the proposal will be evaluated remotely by 3 experts that will give a result in 5-6 weeks, more or less. But before, also in parallel, a technical expert will review also your proposal, and will schedule a technical meeting with your company in 2 weeks, more or less, from the application. And in this technical meeting, it's an interview by WebEx, and then you need to explain what is the technological background behind your application, and then it's an interview. This evaluator will make a technical report, that together with the remote panel experts reports, it will be sent to a panel of people that will decide what are the proposals and what is the final ranking of those proposals, with maximum score of 15, and then we'll decide that 2.5 times the budget will be sent to the interview. And well, and I already also explained this thing about the Seal of Excellence. Okay, well, here you have more information about this expert interview meeting, technology expert interview meeting, that it's something new for this year. And then also you can have the list of the experts in the EIC website, and you can exclude up to 3 potential reviewers if there is a conflict of interest with your company. What you have to prepare for this interview, that it's one online meeting interview: clarify doubts encountered by the experts, justify that you are at TRL5, show prototypes, demos. In fact, it's an opportunity to show better your technology, extending the pages that you have in the proposal. Here, for instance, you have the foreseen interviews times, because in 2026 there are 6 cut-off for the full proposal. These cut-off are in the day 5 or 6 of the month, the odd months. It means January, March, May, July, September, and November. And those are the planned technical interviews. And then the interview sessions, not the technical interview, if not the final interview sessions, will collect 2 batches of full proposal applications. And here you have also the calendar of the interview sessions that will be on May and on October. And for the applicants that will prepare the full proposal for the batch on September or November, the interview session will be on February next year. And well, that's all from the rules, but I want to talk a bit about what is expected from the status of your company before application. Well, in fact, EIC Accelerator is not more 100% granted application. And then at this time, at the time that you apply to the grant, if you are asking for the 2.5 million grant, for instance, you need to have on mind that at least 1.5 million of your own resources is expected, because it's only 70% granted. Then the advice is, okay, if you want to go to EIC Accelerator, you need to, it's advisable also to already have a previous private capital round before applying to that, to assure, to give guarantees that you have enough own resources to carry out the project. And the second point is about the scalability of the project. And you must be ambitious, and then you need to think in some millions to scale up this project. And here you have an example of potential configuration about how it could work. And well, that's all, I think. Well, here you have some statistics about the results of EIC Accelerator, and in the short proposal, in the full proposal, and finally in the interview, and how it has been changing the success rate in the different stages depending on the work program, in fact.
We have a question, Laura.
Sure.
Xavier, feel free to ask.
Hello, Laura. Thank you very much. My question is, do you expect the accelerator call will be released again next year?
Yeah.
So it's released periodically every year.
Yeah. And also this year, in the program of this year, in the work program info day that it's launched on October or November, in fact, it was stated that it's expected to be continuistic for 2027.
Because the program finishes in 2028.
Well, so the program, I think the program Horizon Europe finishes in 2027.
2027, so.
Yeah.
So, but this is a 2-year-long program. So you should provide the results by 2027?
Well, no, as I understood, the calls will be open in a similar way until 2027. If you succeed on 2027, imagine you succeed on the application on November 2027, if you don't mind, you can you have the funds and you can carry out the project until 2 years later, 2029.
Okay.
2029. Yeah.
Okay.
The question is, after Horizon Europe, in the new program, the question is if EIC Accelerator will work as it has been going now or not. It seems that it will work, but I'm not sure. It should be published before ensuring that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then just a fast overview of other funding opportunities that maybe are not so difficult and complicated and competitive as the European Innovation Council wants, but are very interesting because success rate is higher and also application is easier, and the money comes faster than from the ones from EIC, European Innovation Council. One is the cascade funding or financial support for third parties. What's that? In fact, this program started on 2020, and the idea is that a big project from a consortia project from Research Innovation Action or Innovation Action has a budget, a certain budget to transfer the technology to small, medium enterprises. There are a lot of them because a lot of different research and innovation actions has those models. And then funds are distributed through open calls. And the idea is that these open calls, most of the times, are directed for an industry vertical, for instance, health or manufacturing or digitalization or 5G, for instance, on communications. And the idea is also are for a specific technology. I want to say, for instance, I don't know, certain digital applications on health or energy solutions for grid operations or specific technological things. And the idea is that funds of these projects can vary between 2,000 Ks, for instance, from some vouchers related to travel or business activities, up to 500,000. 500,000 is a strange case, but the average you can consider you can secure up around 60,000 K or maybe 200 K to make a pilot and experimental development. Then it can be useful for you to move from TRL4 to TRL7. The question is, in most of the cases, you need to have a spin-off or a startup or a small medium enterprise incorporated. But also some of them allows cooperations between small medium enterprises or even though mid-caps, bigger companies, and research centers. And then there is a lot. The idea is just to identify which one can be aligned with your technology or your vertical. Here you have an example of a project. It's Cosmic. It's a big project of all of these partners in the consortia. And they launch an open call of 4 million to distribute between 27 small medium enterprises, and 150 K will be granted to each one of the selected enterprises. And then the entities, the startups, the spin-off that want to apply, just need to prepare the application and submit it to an open call. And how to identify those opportunities? Then go to funding and tenders, go to filters, and select here calls for funding in cascade. It's very easy, and then you will have, it used to be about 70 opportunities open, at a time, and then the idea is that you select the one that fits exactly with your purpose. And just to conclude my talk, summary about Eurostars project. Well, in fact, Eurostars, it's a proposal that it's linked, it's managed by Eureka, and Eureka has a partnership with Horizon Europe through the partnerships programs. And well, the idea of this call is to incentivize the research and development in small medium enterprises in Europe, in the European Union countries and associated countries. You have here the list, and also other countries that are in Eureka and has a relation with this program, an agreement with this program, that are Canada, Republic of Korea, Singapore, South Africa, and Switzerland. What is the intention of the program? The intention is to develop R&D innovation projects. In this case, even though the call is for small, medium enterprises mainly, the idea is to develop a project between tier level 4 and 7. The good news of this call is the success rate is high. It's around 29, maybe now a bit lower, 25%, but it's very interesting in comparison to other opportunities that has been talking this morning, that the success rate are around 7% or 4%, depending on the year. Okay, then the idea of Eurostars is that you need to make a consortia of at least 2 independent entities. At least the project must be led by one innovative small medium enterprise of a Eurostars country. And also you need to have in the consortium at least one entity from European Union or Horizon Europe associated country. The project must be balanced. That it means no single participant, no single country has more than 70% of the budget, and at least 50% of the budget must be in small, medium enterprises. The extension can last up to 3 years, and the project has an exclusive focus on civil applications. Well, here you have some conditions. For instance, for Spanish entities, so Spanish only funds small, medium enterprises, do not fund research centers through by Eurostars, but the small, medium enterprises can subcontract research centers with a maximum of 25%. If not, because the project needs to involve at least 2 different countries, other countries provide funds to research centers. For instance, in the case of the Netherlands, universities and research organizations can receive up to 50% of funds, and also in this country, the large companies can be involved. Even though universities or research centers only can participate if a Dutch enterprise is in the consortium. And well, here you have the information of the call, and you can visit the different countries and identify what are the conditions in the different countries. And well, how it works, there is 2 calls per year, one in March, other in September, more or less. And then there is a first stage in which after 2 months, more or less, of your application, you receive information that it's the evaluation from 3 remote evaluators. And in this evaluation, 200 enterprises are selected that pass to the second stage, that it's an evaluation by an independent evaluation panel that give the resolution after 4 months from the application. And well, in this point, you know if your company has been selected or not. And then you need to prepare your consortium agreement, because you have a consortium, then you need to write a legal document about how you will organize the project. And also you need to apply to your country to make a kind of paperwork to apply to your country, because the money will come from your country. Even though you have been make the competition in Eureka internationally, you will receive the money from your country. And well, that's all from my side. Thank you for your patience listening this talk. And well, I am here in case you have any questions. I stop sharing.
Yes, thank you very much, Laura. I would like to make a question. In this last one, the Eureka, I understood in other years, past years, that sometimes Spain has no money, so that is the call at a European level, but it's possible that Spain doesn't give a budget for this type of calls.
Well, it depends. Spain uses to have money on these calls. If Spain or any other country don't have money at the time of application, when the call is open, it's notified in the website or everywhere. The other thing in this that it's a bit confusing sometimes, it's okay. Imagine you apply with you are Spanish, you have a Spanish company here, and you apply with the Dutch company or German company, I don't know. And the project is selected. The 100 best ones are selected. But imagine you are at the point 98. And then, okay, maybe in the Netherlands still there is money for the 98 positions, but the Spanish money has been finished because they has been distributed to the companies with the highest score. Then the question is, the question is not that there is no money for Spanish companies. If not, maybe your company is there, but you have a lower score, and then other Spanish companies have get the money instead of your one.
Okay, because I heard this situation in the past, so that maybe this was the situation. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, more questions?
If there are no more questions, we can just conclude this section of the program or today here. And I will just stop the recording if that's okay for you all.